has celebrated and embraced the traditions of their home state of Wisconsin. And now, Cousins will be honoring a Wisconsin tradition like no other with their Pull Tab giveaway promo. Now through July 6th, while supplies last, guests will receive a Cousins Pull Tab with a sub or sub-inable purchase for a chance to win Cousins subs for a year and much more. For additional info and official rules, visit cousinsubs.com/pulltabs. One pull tab per customer per transaction per day. To receive a pull tab with no purchase necessary, see official rules.
Hey there, Brewers fans. We've got a new way for you to watch the Brew Crew this season. FanDuel Sports Network. And now there are more ways to watch the Brewers than ever before. Subscribe directly to FanDuel Sports Network to stream all the action. Or, new this season, Brewers Baseball is now available on Amazon Prime Video as an add-on subscription. You can also access FanDuel Sports Network through TV providers, including DirecTV, Spectrum, Xfinity, Fubo, and more. Visit GetMyHomeTeams.com to learn more.
Slide into your neighborhood Century Food Store to score the freshest produce, tastiest treats, and everything in between. Now through Wednesday, save on 24-pack Essential Everyday Purified Water, 2 for $6. 7 to 16-ounce selected varieties Barilla Pasta or Ready Pasta, 2 for $3. 6-count selected varieties Klondike Bars, 2 for $8. 12-ounce selected varieties Hella Good Dips, 2 for $3.
Let's get some strawberries.
Attention shoppers. Safe.
Okay. Ooh, pineapple fulfills every need.
While you're shopping, a drive way back, it's a gunner.
There's something goofy going on with the PA.
Need a price check and I'll take me out to the ball game.
See, what is going on?
You're hearing things. We're at Century Foods, and you can't take your mind off winning that ultimate baseball fan sweepstakes.
I'm hoping to throw out the first pitch at a Milwaukee baseball game.
Or attend batting practice.
Or hold the finish line ribbon for the racing sausages.
You don't say.
The ultimate baseball fan sweepstakes at Century Foods. Enter on Century's Facebook or Instagram by July 30th.
Wisconsin is as hard-working of a place as you'll ever find. People here are tough, but even the toughest among us need help after a serious accident. At Gruber Law Offices, we won't stop fighting for you and your family. One call, that's all.
Do you worry about how much someone drinks?
Do you feel neglected or unloved? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you are not alone.
Al-Anon and Alateen can help. Call 1-866-200-0223 or visit alanon.org/help.
We are moving along pretty well so far this morning. We've got some delays along southbound 41 from just before Capitol Drive down to Burleigh. Northbound has pockets of heavy traffic coming up from Mayfair Road all the way up past Capitol. The rest of the system's looking pretty good, although volume is definitely picking up. We've got a few broken down vehicles here and there, but they seem to all be out of traffic, not really causing an issue. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, partly sunny, a slight chance for afternoon showers, a high of 68 at the lake, 74 inland. Tonight, mostly cloudy, a low of 55. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Tune in to KBN every day at 2 o'clock. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Showtime. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
So this time, it's not my fault because someone scheduled a 6 a.m. flight, right?
Driver's gone. Somebody call the cops. We need to find that driver.
They could have killed someone. Whose car is this?
Yeah, come on. Whoever did this, just confess. We promise we won't be mad.
Do you think you're leaving any mystery as to who that person is?
I have no idea who he's talking about.
Well, close our eyes. Just take your car and get out of here.
Sir, that's clearly your car.
I have your wife's number. I would have called your wife and said.
The person who booked the flight at 6 a.m.
I didn't say that.
Whoa.
This is
shocking news. Wait, Angie's the one who booked this flight?
Oh, my God. What happened here? Yeah, we're all trying to find the guy who did this and give him a spanking.
It's obviously this guy, right?
Yes.
I have a name.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamorro. Here's Jen Latta.
She wants to ride and she's trying to hide it. I'm cool as ever, she's too excited. Her man look like he wanna fight. He ain't doing nothing but running his mouth. Talk about it, we all about it. They making plans, we sit and count. Our chairs stacked just like a mountain.
Well, Gabe Neitzel, was it everything you thought it would be?
And more.
And more?
And more.
Can't be. He must have low expectations.
Come on, Chew.
Regular season game.
But as far as regular season games go,
when you do something that only 9 other players in 125 years have done, yeah, I think I can be pretty excited about that.
Okay.
It's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Why are you anti-fun? Why do you hate fun?
he's anti-gush is what he is.
No, I'm not anti-gush. Never get too high, never get too low.
What do you mean you're not anti-gush?
Oh, no,
Am I
am
taking crazy
anti-gush.
pills? Thank you.
No,
Jeez.
I don't even, this can't even fall under the category of gush.
Kid was an Electric Factory last night.
He was great. I watched a little. Yeah.
I feel if I pressed you on that, I could get that number to go down.
No, I watched, yeah. Looks the part. Looked great.
All right, Gabe, you were there. You were at AmFam Field last night.
Mm-hmm.
Take me through. What are we seeing? How's it feeling? What was the vibe at the ballpark as Jacob Misiorowski made his major league debut and then turned in a hell of an outing? 5 innings pitched, no hits, no runs, which, by the way, is the important part. Few walks, maybe a few more walks than we would have liked to have seen.
So it started with, I'm very excited to go to the game. Very excited. Myself, Eric Name, we went. His buddy gave us the tickets, so we were 14 rows behind home plate, like right on the aisle, right behind, like a great angle to see how much this stuff moved. So I was really excited. It was a little too easy to get into the ballpark, so I was a little sad there because it's like, and ultimately the number was 27,000 people that were there, so that was a little disappointing for his debut. But the 27,000 that were there, there was you could feel the energy and the buzz. Like, cannot wait for this game to start. And his first 3 pitches were 100, 101, 101.
That's heat.
First 3 pitches. He eventually hit 102 with pitch number 5. So he was just, it was, and sitting where we were, like seeing how all these pitches moved, it was just outrageous and so much fun. So much fun to see somebody who you have all of this expectation for come in and meet those expectations in his first outing. He becomes the 9th pitcher since 1901 and the first in franchise history to make his MLB debut and throw at least 5 no-hit innings.
Really remarkable. And frankly, he didn't even know he had a no-hitter going. I mean, that's how locked in he is on the strike zone, guys. He said he thought one of the pop-ups had hit the ground, had landed. I'm sorry. Yes, had landed.
It was. This kid's the real deal. Now, there's some refinement, certainly, that needs to happen. And I think that the Brewers coaching staff is certainly up for that. They've done a great job bringing people outside of the organization in and getting the most out of them. So Chris Hook, who's their pitching coach, I think is going to tighten those things up. Jen, you mentioned the 4 walks. Yeah, got to tighten that up, certainly.
5 strikeouts, though.
Yeah, that's right where you want to be. Right where you want to be.
Now, we want to give the update. He did leave the game with cramping. He had the no-hitter going. There was a thought, I think, in fact, hadn't he thrown 3 straight balls?
Yeah,
and they were
start that inning, yeah.
All right, let's get him out of there. We don't need to keep running this experiment. We know what we know.
Well, he threw the 3 straight balls, and then he awkwardly rolled his ankle walking back up the mound. So we did not catch that initially. So now we're like, oh, crap, what's happening? Oh, crap, why is because it wasn't just the trainer that came out. Pat Murphy came out, and another member of the staff came out. Like, they had 3 different representatives who were not playing in the game out in the field to check him out. And it turns out it was cramping. Like, everybody thought.
Where?
In his leg.
Right calf and quad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right leg. So I think it was just one of those situations of, okay, let's just get you out there. Because, his leg was cramping, so that's why he kind of rolled his ankle. And he said, he was embarrassed because he rolled his ankle. Doesn't look like the most athletic thing when you're just standing on the mound, you roll the ankle. But it looks like everything's fine. Everything's going to be okay. But there was a, 2 or 3 minute period there where we were locked into our phones hoping somebody could give us some sort of update on what the hell just happened.
Well, and I kept saying, is anybody up in the bullpen? Is anybody up in the bullpen? And then I don't think they had anybody going to start the inning, did they? Did they have anybody up?
Somebody was starting to get loose, but again, when somebody leaves with an injury like that, you get as much time as you need. because they recognize they don't want to like rush you in and like injure you because you're not loose, and now you have to throw to major league hitters. So there was
Nick
a little
Mears
bit of
came in out of the pen.
little bit of an extended pause in the game for Nick Mears.
So what I was saying to the guys this morning is, as excited as I have been, and I told you guys, I dropped $100 on the Brewers to win the division at the beginning of the year, plus 425. Now that has shifted significantly over at Potawatomi Sportsbook, our friends over at Potawatomi. I think you guys said this morning it's at plus 1,000 now for the Brewers to win the division. I feel, look at Josh, he's like, if you were happy about plus 425.
Boy, do I got a deal for you.
Double down.
I might do just that. But now I have so much more optimism about this team. Like, that's how much I feel one player at this position with this type of electric stuff, even given the learning curve that a rookie pitcher is going to experience in the majors, I feel so much more confident about where this team is and really feel like this will be a dog race between them and the Cubs. What are they, 5 games back right now?
5.5.
It feels significant right now, but it feels like this is a guy who, if he goes out there, quality start with a win, quality start with a win, quality start with a win, heck, we might be talking about a Rookie of the Year candidate here in Jacob Misiorowski. And I know it's one start, and I know it's 5 innings. But if you talk about what the Brewers have done, and this is where I think I really want to be clear, they have such a good developmental coaching staff, guys that can see what needs to be tinkered with, see what needs to be retooled, Gabe. I feel pretty confident that this guy could be the reason they win the division this year.
He threw 14 pitches at 100+ last night. So baseball has been tracking pitches since 2008, like archiving him and, you know, how hard you're throwing, spin rates, all that sort of thing. So entering the game last night, all Brewers starters since 2008, every single Brewers pitcher would ever started a game, they had 8 pitches, 100+ since 2008 out of their starting pitching. And he threw 14 alone in the game.
There's a couple pieces of audio from the broadcast on 620 WTMJ I want us to hear. They're just unique things that you don't hear often or really ever before when it comes to the Brewers. I'm going to play this first one here.
Misiorowski's 0-1. Swing and a miss. That was off speed, and it's 0-2. And I say off speed at 96.
It's pretty good, Josh. It's pretty good.
How many pitches does he have?
Well, so that was the other fun part, because I know it's been a minute since you've been to the ballpark, big guy, but outside of the large scoreboard, they have like a secondary scoreboard where they put like, oh, here's what the pitch was, here how fast it was, and they put the pitch sequence for that batter up. They had no idea. Yeah. They had no idea what to do, because like there were pitches, again, where I was sitting like, okay, they just called that a cutter. I don't think that was a cutter, right? And then they called one a sinker when it was a changeup. He threw a changeup that had 17 inches of run.
Whoa.
And when I saw the highlights on social media after I got home, BA was back on the TV call, and he just went, oh, wow. Like, just, what are you supposed to do with that? The batter just kind of flailed at it. The stuff's electric.
He's got, is it 3 main pitches with the cutter, sinker, changeup?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, it was pretty clear they weren't totally sure what was going on throughout the broadcast.
StatCast had no idea. They had no idea. Because they would call they'd call 96. They just didn't know what to do with it.
I was literally watching on TV trying to read movements and going, what pitch could that be based on the velocity and all the other things involved. I want to play another thing here from the broadcast as well.
0-1 to Nootbaar. A swing and a miss. That's strike 2, and that one was at 102. You think he's feeling it tonight? You bet he is.
Was he feeling it, or is that just what he does?
It's just what he does. It's what he does.
He seemed pretty composed on the mound as well.
Totally.
Like, I didn't feel like, oh, this is a young kid who's like totally rearing back and like totally jacked up. It was like, it seems pretty routine. And maybe that's the way he throws the ball, but it doesn't seem like he was overexerting himself.
No, and that's, I think, it's like easy, right? Like it's an easy motion, and that's where I think there's a lot of hope. It doesn't feel like he's, like when you see Aroldis Chapman throw, like he's somebody who's gotten into triple digits. I mean, he's a closer, obviously, but you could tell he is just rearing back and throwing absolutely as hard as he can. And I'm sure Misiorowski is as well, but it just doesn't look like
looks natural.
exactly.
Yeah.
It just looks like it's a natural motion.
Chew, what do you want to see from the kid in order to get you excited about this addition to the Brewers roster?
During the regular season, just do what he does. Yeah, he looks the part. Get Woodruff back. That's a pretty good starting rotation.
Well, then you add
to make the push.
If you add, Quinn Priester's been so good as well. Like when you figure that, okay, maybe Woody's the 4 or 5, and then Nestor Cortez is the other one in the back part of that rotation. Like this rotation, if he is going to be this good,
then you got to start thinking
easily the best in the division. Easily the best in the division.
Yeah. Then you start talking trade deadline, and where do they need to fill holes?
And if they're buyers at the deadline, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah, you need more bats.
I think you buy.
Yeah, you got to hope you can find a bat somewhere.
Yeah.
And hopefully that bat plays on the left side of the infield.
Yeah. Then I like their positioning. I told you guys before the season started, I trust this front office the most out of any professional sports in Wisconsin. And it's coming to fruition, isn't it? I mean, no one's ever heard of this kid. Well, maybe diehards.
He's the 21st ranked prospect in all of baseball.
Great.
You'd think you would. Come on, you can't appreciate.
Where would I find that? Where would I find
Baseball America?
Yeah, I don't have that website.
Well, if you type it in right now, you can have that website.
I guarantee.
But to be fair, last year there was talk of him coming up and joining the bullpen, and there were people who were very excited about that possibility. It ultimately didn't happen. So from a Brewers fan standpoint, there has been tittering about this guy for a while.
For diehards. For diehards would know. I am not a diehard. I'm very casual. But now I know. So now I get a little excited.
He is. He has been
well,
one
it
of the
doesn't help
more.
when my wife walks by and goes, "How does anyone watch this sport?" Like, okay, we'll put it on Netflix.
She does that when you watch Seinfeld. It hasn't stopped you
That's
from watching
fair.
Seinfeld.
Yeah, but that's more degrading.
I want to be
was
very
more of a
clear.
question.
I want to be very clear. You forgot, didn't you? You forgot. We did the whole show yesterday talking about Misiorowski making his major league debut. We did the memorable first. We did the list of all of the guys making their debuts. You forgot that he was making his major league debut last night, didn't
because I was locked into the Open.
Golf, yeah.
And I'm like, oh, it's 6:40. And I think I picked it up in the second inning and watched from there until my wife got home, and then I was forced to change it.
I really want to do an over-under of how many innings that was, you guys. I really do. I feel like
we could be
2.5.
I mean, in fair, like those first 3 innings cruised by, so he could have got 2 innings.
Well, I can tell you this. I didn't watch him bat. I just watched him pitch.
Hold on.
Yeah. What?
There's been some pretty significant changes to baseball in recent memory.
Yes.
Pitch clock being one of them, banning of the shift, an increased size in the bases. What other significant change has gone that has made both leagues like one another?
The DH. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you under the impression that he might be swinging the bat there?
No, not at all. But I did just think about it. I'm like, I kind of like to see him bat at 6'7".
Well, so here's the thing. Like, I know by watching all the highlights that I've watched, like, he's pretty thin. And you see that he's 6'7", 197, so he's under 200 pounds. And then you see him on that mound, you're like, oh, there's nothing to this kid. He is just all arms and legs coming right at you.
Can we use the word?
Lurp?
Don't say dainty.
I was going to say the D word.
No. Don't you say it.
No, he's not dainty.
No.
I mean, 6'7" and
less than 200 pounds.
I know,
Somebody
but
get that man a sandwich.
I keep going back to Chris Sale. That's exact. I mean, was he 6'7"? He's not that tall, but Chris Sale is long.
He's
a
all
tall
arms and
drink.
legs, yeah.
All
I
arms
don't
and
know
legs
if
coming
wanna
at you
put
from the
weight
mound.
on the kid, though. I don't think you do. You want him wiry.
There's been plenty of successful pitchers who.
I mean, Randy Johnson wasn't thick.
No, so Chris Sale is 6'6", 180.
Whoa. Yeah. 180?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay. What was Randy Johnson? He's 6'9".
So Randy was 6'10".
This feels a little heftier.
Yeah, a little thicker.
Hold on. Why don't you?
Of course, the mustache weighed about 3 pounds.
Well, I mean, it's 6'10", 225.
Yeah, there you go. He's up over.
He's a little beefier.
We got reaction rolling in to Jacob Misiorowski's MLB debut last night at AmFam Field. Gabe was there. Frankie says, look, I get the excitement, but I need some good, consistent offense from this team. They've always had great pitchers, so pitching just doesn't do it for me.
It's funny because for years, that's the one thing they couldn't do. Like, you're doing the paper trail right now, Jen, in that era of Brewers when they had Prince and Braun and Weeks.
Yeah.
And all they had coming up through the system were position players. They couldn't develop a pitcher to save their life, which is why they had to go get CC Sabathia and Zach Greinke and some of the other, Randy Wolf and Dave Bush and all these other guys that were stalwarts of those late 2000s, early 2010s teams. And now all they have coming through seems like they've just got great arm after great arm.
Did they put him on the 10-day or anything like that?
No, he's good. He's good.
Yeah,
he's good to go?
He's good to go. He said, again, he felt a little embarrassed about rolling his ankle.
Yeah.
But he said the ankle is fine, leg's fine, he's good to go.
It looked pretty unathletic.
It wasn't.
Watching it back.
Again, I understand why he's embarrassed,
To be fair, though, if we believe the cramping thing, it would make sense that your leg isn't working the way you would like it to.
Like when you fall asleep, your leg falls asleep and you stand up and you're like, whoa.
Now put a pitcher's mound behind you as you're trying to walk up it.
Even this guy would struggle with that situation. 6-0 was the score, obviously beating the Cardinals last night. Colin says, great debut, but too many fastballs go through the middle of the zone. Guy needs to paint the corners. Gabe, when it's going 103 through the middle of the zone, now, sure, somebody might get a hold of it. They might, but it's going to go.
Again, it's part of the refinement process that he has, right? You got to stay out of middle, because guys can still do damage with that at the major league level, even at that velocity. They'll get on you, but
it's certainly better to throw at 101 than 92 there
through the middle of the zone.
Right. So he's got a little protection, but there's probably going to be some big home runs we see throughout his career.
Let me ask you this. Is there a difference between 95 and 101?
Yes.
A lot.
Significant.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Huh.
You want to test it?
No, I'm just thinking going 101 in a car in 95 is like, But
well, none of us know that, okay? None of the people on this panel have ever crossed that 100 mile per hour threshold. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, says Chef Ed. Cubs are way more balanced. Our offense is too inconsistent. Get us your reaction to Jacob Misiorowski's MLB debut at AmFam Field last night. Brewers get the win 6-0 over the Cardinals, and he was electric. Give us your reaction and if it changes your outlook for the Brew Crew this season. Jason Wilde coming up next here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
For your next big event, Noble Catering has to be your first call. Southeastern Wisconsin's premier craft caterer, preferred by over 30 venues in the area. And coming in the spring of 2026, Noble's new headquarters, Brixton's Turn, a 400-person event venue located in the heart of Bayview's Harbor District. Have beverage needs for that upcoming party? Neat Beverage Catering offers mobile bartending to elevate that event. And last but certainly not least, check out the stunning riverfront bar inside Associated Bank River Center called Vault. A perfect summer spot before a night on the town or even a ball game. Featuring happy hour specials, a menu with tremendous flatbread, and my favorite part, the raw bar. Of course, it also comes with incredible views of the Milwaukee River. Vault.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
We have an accident on northbound 94, just north of Drexel. This is off on the left shoulder, out of traffic. So watch out for that as you head through there. Otherwise, southbound on 41, backing up from Hampton down to Burleigh. Northbound slowing down just a bit from Burleigh up almost to Hampton. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, partly sunny, slight chance for afternoon showers. A high of 68 at the lake, 74 inland. Tonight, mostly cloudy, a low of 55. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Monica, we've got to hand it to you.
You and the design team have outdone yourselves.
Are you talking about the One Collection?
Those rings say you are the one.
And they say it symbolically.
Describe the symbols.
Every ring in the One Collection should be presented with a special ritual.
What would that ritual be?
You pick up her left hand and you place a kiss on her ring finger.
Rick, you never told me about that part.
Then you show her the tiny red diamond, flush mounted inside the ring, that will forever be in contact with her finger.
Why is it red?
Because that's when the giver says to the one, wherever you go, my heart goes with you.
I give you this kiss. I give you my heart.
The red diamond is a secret symbol of that sacred moment.
The center diamond on the outside of the ring is for the whole world to see.
But the tiny red created diamond inside the ring is only for the two of them.
The One collection of engagement rings is available exclusively at Kessler's.
To find the Kesslers nearest you,
visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Smalls here. It's time to turn things up a notch. This summer, don't binge watch shows. Binge s'mores by the campfire. Press pause on the podcast and press play on the warm weather vibes. Here's your chance to win $10,000 for your ultimate summer. What are you waiting for? Take your shot with 5-Hour Energy and make this summer your best summer ever. Visit 5heshot.com for full details and rules and enter today. No purchase necessary. Ends June 30th, 2025.
Woo! Hey, this is Ben Brust from Kyle Brust and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin. People can't stop screaming about the Screamin' Sicilian frozen pizza, and no wonder. There's plenty to scream about, like the buttery stone-fired crust, secret recipe tomato sauce, mounds of whole milk mozzarella, and tons of premium toppings. Find Screamin' Sicilian in your local grocer's freezer and find out for yourself why Sport called Screamin' Sicilian's Holy Pepperoni frozen pizza the best of the best. Screamin' Sicilian. Taste what all the screaming is about.
Ready, down, put. All Packers, all the time.
He was a field tilting player, and the reason why Gabe and many others are so concerned is that this guy's on the field, he changes the offensive dynamic. They are a different offense when he is there.
Okay, most of the time.
You know, Homer calls Matt LaFleur soft all the time. Matt LaFleur is like Vince Lombardi compared to me.
It's Jason Wilde on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
The Packers have broken camp. What a great time for us to touch base with Jason Wilde on everything we need to know about the green and gold. Good morning, Jason.
Nobody beats the Miz.
Oh.
I'm good. How are you
I
guys?
got a nickname. Les Mis. So good. That's his nickname, Les Mis.
Les Mis sounds like Les Mis.
The thing.
I know what it is.
musical.
I'm simply
The
saying that if
thing.
you
The
say
thing.
it too fast.
I believe the
don't
word
know
you're
what
looking
it
for is musical.
All I know, Jason, Tom Lavatt.
Yeah.
Yes.
We used to call him Les Miserables. He was a little curmudgeon, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was more miserable.
Oh, no. Do we want to reconnect with Jason?
Let's see. Jason, can you speak to me here?
I can speak to you here.
Yeah, he's digitizing.
I'm calling you back.
All right. Do you understand what I'm saying about Les Mis?
You just have to say it slow.
I'm going to say it slow.
Les
Mis.
Mis.
It sounds like Les Mis. And I don't want my fireball pitcher being called
All
Les
right, what's
Mis.
the nickname?
The
It's
Miz.
just Miz, yeah.
No, that sounds like the Wiz in New York.
Which is what Jason was making the reference to.
Well, I couldn't hear him because it was like.
He said he was the Miz and nobody beats him.
Oh, that's funny.
That's from Seinfeld.
Yes.
All right, we'll go with it.
Maybe we could grab that drop, and every time we talk about it, we play that line from Seinfeld. Is Jason back?
Jason's here.
Hi, Jason.
Hello.
Oh, so much better. I think it was just a one word, but yes.
It's all Josh's fault.
Makes sense.
Ooh.
Chewy will run with that. What was your biggest takeaway from camp?
1, 2, 3 Super Bowl.
Yeah, I figured.
Oh, it's aggressive.
Yeah, so obviously Mark Murphy breaks the huddle and before that, he makes a comment about how he's got a feeling that this team is special, and I hope you guys feel it too. And I asked LaFleur at the end of the press conference, because every time Jason Waller says two more and then there's two more questions, I like to ask an extra question because I think Matt LaFleur really enjoys those. And it's usually fairly long. This one was medium in length, but it was, look, you've got so many, and it's something we've talked about on this show. Tausch and I have talked about it. Like, they've got a lot of young, but not that young anymore players who have certainly had glimpses or flashes or even somewhat extended periods of very good football, but none that have been able to sustain it through the majority of a season, right? Like, even last year, there were times when Jayden Reed was really, really, really good, and then in the final 5 games, he kind of disappeared. And so my question to LaFleur was basically, look, given where you're at with all these young, really good guys that haven't done it for a sustained period, what do you think you might have here if those guys can put it together and be the guys that you think they are? And I thought it was really telling that he self-censored himself. Like, you could tell he wanted to say something stronger about how good he thought this team was. And I don't usually get that's a good question, but I got that too because he was clearly buying time to figure out how he was going to answer it, because I think there's a feeling in that building, whether it's misguided or not, we can debate till the cows come home, that they've got pieces that if they play as well as they believe they are capable of those guys playing, they're going to be a really, really good football team. And instead he went with really competitive, and he definitely did not want to add to any expectations or pressure upon those guys, including the quarterback.
Why don't we hear from the horse's mouth here, Jason?
I think we're capable of being a really good football team, a really good competitive football team, but it's not just going to happen. Again, it goes back to the work, and collectively we need everybody to be their best individually in order to be the best team we can be. And it's not going to be easy. We know that. But those guys have embraced every challenge we put in front of them. So I'm excited about this group, but ultimately we got to go do it.
Fair. Good stuff, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, I would say this, like, and obviously for radio purposes, him hemming and hawing and hesitating and ing is not what you want on the radio. But that answer was preceded by that. And I would also add this, like, this is clearly the messaging to the team, right? Like, Holmgren used to do this all the time, Chewy. Like, he would basically give us the same speech he either was about to give you guys or had already given you guys. And I do think that with young players, the messaging about how you got to do the work is poignant, because I do think, and again, not to be curmudgeonly old, Chewy's sidekick here, but, like, I do think there's a lot of guys who think they're hot stuff and maybe don't always put forth the effort to maximize their talent, and they think, well, I'm really good, right? And if they're going to accomplish what they think they're capable of, they need to work harder. And I think that's Matt's message.
Jason, the word on the street is Jair was never even offered a number because he flat out refused to restructure. Thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, look, I asked Goody that question, and he, interrupted me, which, again, I get it. My questions are long. But I said, the question was, did you think the offer you made to Jair was fair and gave him the opportunity to earn back however much of a pay cut he was going to take? And he said, I won't even say if we offered him or didn't offer him. And then he made it very clear that John Thornton, the agent, and Jair were not interested, that was his word or his phrase, in taking a pay cut. So the debate was not, do we want Jair back or not on a reduced salary? It was, do we want Jair back or not with the risk of paying him $16 million again this year, at least from the Packers' perspective. And, kudos to Tom Silverstein from the Journal-Sentinel, who said all along that the Packers had not made an offer to Alexander because it was going to contain a pay cut, and their side had made it very clear that he wasn't interested in that. Now, the reality is that wherever he ends up signing, he's going to be making less than what he was scheduled to make this year. No one is going to pay him maybe they will. Maybe I'll be wrong, but is he going to get $16 million guaranteed on like a 2-year deal from somebody? I would suspect not, but I could be wrong. The fact of the matter is, though, if I'm him now, I'm waiting. I'm waiting to see if somebody blows out an Achilles at corner, a starting caliber corner for a contender in the first couple weeks of training camp. That's what I would do, because then he has more bargaining power and will get paid more than others.
Why do they wait so long? I mean, this is a guy with a troubled past. I would have gave him one chance to say, it probably happened months ago or weeks ago, like, are you going to restructure? No. All right, you're gone then.
Well, especially because then they didn't
out.
spread the cap over 2 years like you could after they decided to take all the cap hit this year.
It seemed like they gave him.
Yeah, I've never seen a team cut a guy after June 1st and make it a pre-June 1 cut, right? It's usually the other direction. Yeah. So I would just say this. I don't want to say it was vindictiveness, right? To limit his options, but it's hard for me not to wonder if that was at least part of the thought process. Because here's the problem: even as Goody said at the NFL meetings in March, that he, and I don't think people appreciated this at the time, but I emphasize this for a reason. I have never heard a GM, not even Ron, who would say whatever was on his mind, basically say, if this guy's not going to be on our team, we want to trade him so we get something for him. Like, that is not the way GMs function normally. And Goody certainly doesn't speak in hypotheticals. And that was a hypothetical. If makes it a hypothetical. If he's not going to be on our team, we want to get something for him because we've invested a lot in him. But the reality was that no team in the league was going to take on his existing contract either, right? They had a deal with I think it was the Bills, according to Jordan Schultz, and the Bills wanted him, right? They took Rasul Douglas. There's a history of them making trades, the two teams, with corners, but Jair wouldn't restructure his contract for them either. So if he wasn't going to restructure his contract for you, and he wasn't going to restructure it so you could trade him and get something for him, then why the heck did you bother holding on to him for so long? Unless there was the outside possibility that, Keyshawn Nixon, tore his Achilles while working out in California, and then you're like, well, I don't love the idea of having this guy on our team again, but we need him because we just lost one of the 3 guys that actually have played in the NFL that can be our corners this year.
Jason, going back to 1, 2, 3 Super Bowl and those expectations, and this could be, but seriously, there are a lot of fans out there that want to have those expectations. When the Packers went to the Super Bowl in '96, 3 All-Pros, 5 Pro Bowlers. When they won the Super Bowl in 2010, 3 All-Pros, 7 Pro Bowlers. So we know that they have 2, I would say, field tilters in the 2 free agents they signed last year, Josh Jacobs, Xavier McKinney. Outside of Jordan Love, because we've had that conversation of how he needs to get better for them to go where they need to go, who is ready to take that next step and be a field tilting player to make those expectations a reality?
Yeah, great question.
1,
thank
2,
you for
3, Super Bowl!
And thanks for skipping over the Jordan Love discussion, because I still can't believe that that's a controversial take, that they have to. The quarterback needs to play better than he did last year for them to get to the Super Bowl. Look, I think there's a couple of guys that they need to play at a level close to that. I do think the quarterback is among them. I don't believe that as good as I think Josh Jacobs is. I think there are going to be teams that are going to say, look, we're not going to let this guy run roughshod over us, and they're going to try and make Jordan beat them, and that could be a bad strategy. I'm fully open to that possibility. But I think they need Rashawn Gary to play like a guy that got a $96 million contract for starters. And I hear he went to the Pro Bowl last year.
I mean, if you say so, Jason, I didn't watch it. So if you did and you saw him there, I'll take your word for it.
Well, I didn't. In fairness, I did not watch the Pro Bowl game, so I don't know how he did in like cornhole or whatever
the tug of war?
They play at that thing. But the guy that I think has the potential, and Chewy, I'd be curious if you were around guys during your time that did this. I think Edgerrin Cooper has what could be something really, really special. But again, how does he elevate his game? Because, man, did he have some really remarkable moments last season. I still can't get over the fact that he won Defensive Player of the Week twice, not like rookie Defensive Player of the Week, but like of all the players in the NFC, he was the Defensive Player of the Week not once but twice. But, he also missed 3 games with a hamstring injury. I think he is the guy, along with Rashawn Gary on that side of the ball, that needs to be a field tilter. And then on offense, I think it's Tucker Kraft. I am a huge Tucker Kraft believer. You can send all the apologies to our Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Studios, because when I compared him to Chewy, who's a 3-time Pro Bowler, and he's better. He's potentially better than you. I love you like a brother.
No, yeah,
but
I agree.
From an athleticism standpoint, he's potentially better. But like he reminded me of you right away because he does it all.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the narratives of the offseason that I've heard multiple people ask LaFleur about is, how do you get him more opportunities down the seam and in space, because he's good that way, when you're also using him to block so much that he's blocking before he goes out in his route. And so, no one's asking that about Luke Musgrave. They weren't asking that about him 2 years ago. They're not asking him about it now. This is a guy who does everything, and that's the kind of tight end that I want.
Jason, we appreciate you hanging out with us. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you again soon. Happy Father's Day to you this weekend, sir.
Thanks, and happy anniversary to Paula and I. She's so lucky.
Nice. Big weekend.
16 years. Yeah.
Blue Chew.
All right. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Take care. Be good.
Trying to get another sponsor, Gabe. That's all I'm trying to do.
Okay.
Yeah, you weren't trying to make anybody uncomfortable at all.
I'm good at that.
Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee is known for its endless ways to win. Friday, June 27th, they're showing why that's the standard with the highly anticipated season finale blockbuster drawings. Have you been playing Enchanted Spins, Unreal Treasures, and Boundless Bounty? If you have, you can roll those drawings into $300,000 cash and prizes. Be there to win your share. June 27th, only at Potawatomi. More information online. Must be 21 years old to play.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
Moving along relatively well out there right now. We've got northbound 41, our usual delays from Mayfair Road all the way up past Capitol. Southbound slowing down from just south of Silver Spring down to Burleigh. We have an accident northbound 94 just north of Drexel. It's off on the left shoulder. It does not look like it's slowing anybody down, but something to keep in mind. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, partly sunny skies, slight chance for an afternoon shower, a high of 68 at the lake, 74 inland. Tonight, mostly cloudy, a low of 55. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Texting enrolls you in recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text BODY to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text BODY to 321-321. That's BODY to 321-321.
Progressive knows when you're on your boat, you're already on vacation. And Vacation You forgets all your worries. Vacation You doesn't even keep track of time and knows that time is a meaningless construct designed to control us, man. But Regular You knows you don't want to be too far out in the water after the sun goes down because Vacation You doesn't know how to navigate in the dark yet. Vacation You and Regular You really need to get on the same page. So bundle your boat with your home or auto policy and earn an automatic discount from Progressive. And spend the savings on the both of you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. SkillBridge and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify.
It's Friday, and that means it's time to check in with GKB President Craig Karmazin.
Gabe, you're right. I actually just looked at the stats. No hypocrite has ever won a championship.
Fridays with Mo.
Mark Attanasio, the last thing he wanted to do was play a video and tribute Craig Counsell in any way. So I give Mark Attanasio a ton of credit.
Craig Karmazin on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy is sponsored by Landworks Landscape Services. Their creative and talented team will design, build, enhance, and maintain beautiful landscapes in southeastern Wisconsin. Learn more and see their work at landworkswisconsin.com.
It's Friday, gotta get down on Friday.
Not gonna lie, I was hoping that Craig Karmazin would pay us a visit in studio today, but sometimes that's just not possible. Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego, Craig?
I am at the happiest place on earth. I'm at Disney World in Orlando, Florida, where everyone wants to be in July or June, whenever this month is.
Is it hot down there? Because it's cold here.
Yeah, I heard that yesterday. Yeah, it's like 95 every day, and it like has those like Florida like hurricane like rain every night. But it's been awesome.
That's great. All right. Well, that explains why he's not here. Craig, did you get a chance to catch the Brewers game at all last night in your travels to Disney World?
I did not. I was following along quite closely and was pretty excited. I didn't understand exactly what had happened in terms of why there was such a delay at one point. And then I understood that there was a little injury mid-pitch or mid-batter. And it's a pretty unbelievable debut. And we said it early on. There were like 9 injuries for the pitching staff. And we were saying, like, the thing about the Brewers is it's not like do they have enough good players in their farm system. It's do they want to start the clock on their seniority, you know, from a free agency and like all that. Like the Brewers are always like 4 steps ahead on this stuff. So it's not surprising that there's, you know, incredible prospects coming up.
Craig, what's the longest this Giannis drama
You don't know
could
that
take?
Chewy jumped off a baseball that quickly. Chewy, are you not a baseball guy this year? Are you not on board?
He got yelled at by his wife for watching last night, so then he just bailed on it right away.
Turned it off.
What's the follow-up to that? Huh?
Yeah.
There really
well,
isn't.
I mean, the Brewers are well. I mean, no, they're not. But I mean, the Brewers are ahead of the Cardinals now, right?
Correct.
So
Yes.
when
After
you look at the
that
wild
win last
card,
night.
when you look at the wild card, it's always like, all right, they're only wild games back, but there's like 8 teams in between them and the wild card. Like right now, they are the first team out in the wild card. So we went into this year saying, hey, it's win the division or bust, because you know the wild card between how good the West is, plus you know the Braves and Phillies and Mets. Like there was no chance they had at the wild card, but with where the Braves are, like the Brewers have a legitimate chance, you know, to get in via wild card, which I don't think we thought was possible coming into this year.
Craig, what's the longest the Giannis drama could take place?
That giggle.
There is no Giannis drama. Dude, you don't, Chewy, you don't
Craig,
make
don't
sense.
say there's not drama.
This
There's a
isn't
ton of
Aaron
drama.
Rodgers. There's no drama. What's the drama? Who
Is
has
he-
said anything? There's no drama.
So he's coming
There is
back.
no drama.
100% he's
You're
coming back.
making up drama.
I'm
know
not
that,
Shams.
but there's no drama.
Shams is making up more drama than me.
No, Shams said he's
Is that
whatever
his
Shams
first
said.
name or last name? First name?
That is his first name, yes. But there's no drama. Like, it's not like Giannis is out there saying things and blah, blah, blah. Like, no, it's the same thing that there's been every year. And every year I come on this show and you guys say, oh, he went to the New York Times and said he wants to win a championship or like whatever it is. Like, there's always something, but this.
So,
again,
essentially, what you're
we're
saying
going-
is he's back. 100% he's back.
No, I'm not saying that. 100% you can't say about anything, right? But there's nothing about this offseason that feels any different than any other offseason since I've been involved in the team. But you never know what's going to happen with anything.
Well, I'll say this. Gabe has been throwing 60-40 out there, and Gabe, maybe it has shifted as there's been more information.
Yeah, probably
As-
65-35.
I'm at like 90-10.
I am too.
90-10 coming back.
I'm 85-25.
That's not.
Well, that's because Chewy
100.
gives 110%.
Yeah.
Is that why you said 85-25?
Yeah, I said that in front of the team one time. And I never gave another speech again. Because 65 doesn't feel and 35, it feels 45, right? Because there's a 6, so you're thinking 4.
Except the 5s.
But yeah, you forget to add that.
Well, you do. I don't.
Yes. So Craig's at 100 because there's no drama.
He said he's
No,
not
but
at
it's not-
100%. But Craig, would you put a percentage on it?
Well, I guess, I mean, like if you look at anyone's relationship, so, my relationship that I was in didn't have drama, but I ended up breaking up. Like things can end without drama. And I'm not saying this is going to end. I'm just saying I don't think this has been drama. And, I have no reason to think this isn't a regular off season for the Bucks and Giannis. Obviously, the complicating factor, as we said, is 35% of your salary cap is going to be injured for the majority of the year. So putting together a championship quality roster is going to be a challenge. But I have faith in this front office to figure it out.
I guess the issue I end up having, Craig, with this whole situation is Giannis decides to come out and subtweet at Shams by asking, hey, does anybody miss Woj? My issue is, okay, Giannis, if you're tired of people talking about you, you could end this very quickly. Like, I guess that's the one thing that I'm like, okay, that's nice that you're having fun, you're dunking on Shams, but also, like, if you don't want people talking about you, you could just say, hey, this is what I want to do.
And again, it doesn't seem like Giannis is bothered by anything. Giannis seems to be having fun with this offseason. You look at, he's doing stuff with Mr. Beast. He's doing stuff with other YouTubers. He's like doing commercials with his kids. Like he's doing a podcast with us in Athens. Are we not allowed to talk about that publicly? Yeah, I don't remember.
You're the CEO. You tell me.
No, you probably read the email close there from Tony. Whatever. He's doing
I wasn't
a lot
on
of
the
cool
email.
things.
I don't know what
Really?
you're talking about.
I thought an internal one went out yesterday. Okay. Well, he's doing a bunch of cool stuff, and he seems to be having fun, and he doesn't seem to be under duress.
No.
And so I think, this, again, it's a stressful off season because of Dame Lillard's injury, and everyone feels awful for Dame Lillard, and the roster is being retooled around Giannis having the ball in his hands more, like we saw in the last 8 games of the regular season and like we saw in Game 5 in Indiana, which the Bucks had won, right? Like, and I know we've seen the Pacers do this time and time again to teams who people think more highly of than the Bucks. But the Bucks had less than 48 hours to retool after Dame Lillard's injury, and they were up 7 with 30 seconds to go against the Pacers. I mean, so I have a lot of confidence in how this team can retool around Giannis when we've seen Giannis get more and more efficient every year, right? He got rid of the three-point shot from his game last year and ended up being more efficient from mid-range than he's ever been. Giannis is at his peak still. This isn't a Giannis in decline. So Giannis growing and an opportunity to build a team around him is a huge opportunity for this team to go out and win.
So tell me more about what's happening in Athens.
I don't think I can. Can I? Or can I?
You can do
look up the
you
email
can
yet?
do what you can literally do whatever you want.
Just text me and I'll say it.
I want to follow the rules. Like, I'll check right here and let's see.
There are no.
Nobody can get mad at you.
Yes. Just a quick Friday to let everyone know. Okay, wait, that doesn't say we can put it out in public. Okay, wait, here we go. Oh, here we go.
I think I liked it better when we weren't talking for that 10-second stretch.
Nope. This is real, like, drama. Chewy wanted drama.
Yeah.
Giannis isn't drama. This is drama.
All right, give us.
We know drama, and yes, I can tell you that on July 1st, live in Athens, Greece, Thanasis Live will, for the first time, have all four of Thanasis Antetokounmpo's brothers on stage with him live. So it will be Giannis, Thanasis, and their three brothers all live in Athens, Greece on July 1st, benefiting the Charles Antetokounmpo Foundation. And, Thanasis and Giannis, that's July 1st. That's the first day of the league season. They're doing a podcast. And I'd be sad if they invited me there on July 1st to bring the news that he didn't want to be on the bus. But,
So are you saying that, like, July 1st is the date that we should circle on the calendar, that maybe Giannis will finally say, I'm going to stay with the Bucks? I'm not saying that you're saying that's what he's going to say. I'm saying that July 1st is the date that we should circle on the calendar.
I'm saying July 1st is the first day of the league year and that Giannis is doing a live podcast with Thanasis. I'm not saying anything in terms of what content might be coming from there. I'm just saying that Thanasis has always been great with Giannis, and Giannis has been part of all of the live events. And to me, this is Giannis business as usual. This isn't like some weird off season where there's some meetings happening that they never have meetings. Like, these meetings always happen, and there's alignment within the organization. And this is, again, I understand, and it's great that people care about the Bucks globally, and this is such a big story. But to this point, this has been business as usual in the offseason. And the fact that, as I said, the team needs to figure out how to retool with Dame Lillard hurt, with more salary cut flexibility than we had last year because of, the Middleton trade, and because of getting, under the second apron. Understanding what Bobby Portis is going to do with his player option, right? Understanding what Pat Connaughton is going to do with his player option. Understanding if Gary Trent can be back with this team. Like, there's exciting things to think about when you think about, like, AJ Green, who played 45 minutes in the last game, and it looks like he might not just be like a rotation player, but could be like, a legitimate contributor, like at a championship level. Like, I think there's so many exciting things to be talking about this team right now around Giannis.
Craig, we've gotten a little bit of pushback here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy when we have mentioned that the Giannis thing is ongoing. There are people out there who believe that Giannis has already made his intentions known by saying, I want to win a championship with the Bucks. Now, we tried to dig on that thing. We tried to translate it from Brazilian to Portuguese. Or no, that is Portuguese. Brazilian is Portuguese. What was the first language?
Greek.
There it is. Greek. It was in Greek, and then it was translated, and we tried to translate it. The point is, we haven't seen enough here to think that Giannis has declared his intentions, which is why we are still discussing it. Do you think that is fair on our part, or we should shut the hell up?
I think whatever you do, you do. I think until
what are you, Brian Adams?
Giannis does
whatever you do, I do for you. What?
I think that's everything I do. I'm saying until Giannis does anything other, right? Isn't it actions over words?
Sure.
Giannis has been as loyal to the Bucks as anybody, and has done more for the city of Milwaukee than anybody. So until anything changes from that, I don't see. I understand why that's a national narrative. I really don't understand why it's a local narrative.
Okay.
Did not go the way I thought it was going to go. You singing Brian Adams-ish. All right, Craig, have a great weekend. Happy Father's Day to you. We'll talk to you again soon.
Thanks to y'all, too. See ya.
What was that?
What was what?
That segment.
Craig doing a dance of sorts, and then maybe breaking news that he shouldn't have.
You do whatever you do.
What was that, Robin Hood?
Well, yeah,
believe
that's
that
what the
was.
song was. The Kevin Costner
yeah.
Robin Hood, for
Prince of
sure.
Thieves. It's a good pull.
Look into my eyes.
Is it time to upgrade your windows and or doors, but you don't want to spend a fortune? Contact our friends at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Pella is the best in the industry, and they have a product line for every budget. They're redoing the front door to my house. Maybe you need a new door. Maybe you need new windows. Well, whatever you're looking for, they've got a product line for every budget. And right now, you can get no interest and no payments for up to 2 years. So if the plan is, wait, well, I just can't do it right now, I need to wait. Well, guess what? Just get it now. And then you wait to start making payments up to 2 years later. Certain restrictions do apply, and 6/30/2025. So set that free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com. And when you go to Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, tell them that Gabe Neitzel sent you.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
Summerfest brings the biggest names in live music to Milwaukee's lakefront across 3 unforgettable weekends, including performances from James Taylor, Chicago, Devo, plus Richard Marx, Rick Springfield, George Thorogood, Sebastian Bach, and more. Don't miss Milwaukee's Summerfest, presented by American Family Insurance on June 19th through 21st, June 26th through 28th, and July 3rd through 5th. Get tickets now at summerfest.com.
Sip into a flawless summer. Hey, it's KBN's Brad Nortman. Let Carbless ready-to-drink cocktails be your passport to pool parties, patio hangouts, cookouts, and pure summer bliss. Carbless is here to spark a summer of flavor and fun. 0 carbs, 0 sugar, just 100 calories, and of course, all the good vibes. From fruity flavors to refreshing fizz, Carbless stands out in a sea of same-old seltzers. See what flavors fit your summer. Find your bliss today at drinkcarbless.com and enter to win a flawless summer prize pack today.
Thinking about buying or building a new home? Start with a mortgage pre-approval from Great Midwest Bank and experience a state of tranquility. At Great Midwest Bank, we offer fast approvals and flexible options with experienced loan officers who understand the local market, because they live here too. Whether you're breaking ground for new construction or buying that dream home just around the corner, we'll guide you every step of the way. Bank with confidence and start your journey at greatmidwestbank.com. Great Midwest Bank, your simply local equal housing lender.
Teams are battling for the championship, and there's no better place to get in on the intensity than ESPN Bet. Go from tracking the latest game-changing moments to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ, Chris Canty here. It's time to turn things up a notch. This summer, don't binge watch shows, binge s'mores by the campfire. Press pause on the podcast and press play on Warm Weather Vibes. Here's your chance to win $10,000 for your ultimate summer. What are you waiting for? Take a shot with 5-Hour Energy and make this summer your best summer ever. Visit 5HEshot.com for full details and rules to enter today. No purchase necessary. Ends June 30th, 2025.
Here at Total Wine & More, our amazing selection means you'll always
love what you find.
Dad, what are you doing here?
Just getting a sneak peek at my Father's Day gifts.
Well, I was thinking of getting you this Barrel Select bourbon.
That's a really nice bottle.
And Total Wine has it at the totally lowest price.
Wow. You always were my favorite.
Thanks, Dad.
Talking to the bourbon, sweetie.
Find what you love what you find. Like the perfect gift for Dad at the perfect price. Only at Total Wine & More.
And drink responsibly. B21.
Empower. Tim collects bobbleheads. A lot of bobbleheads. Baseball bobbleheads. Race car bobbleheads. Little chihuahua bobbleheads. He's got an entire room strictly for bobbleheads. Does he need them? No. Is his wife mad about it? A little. But Tim works with Empower, and he got good at money, so he can be a little bad. Ooh, horse bobblehead. Classy, Tim. Empower. Invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
The Protect the Package golf outing takes place on August 16th at Ironwood Golf Course. Come be a part of the most unique outing in the state while helping loved ones battle cancer. Proceeds benefit the This Time Tomorrow Foundation. Sign up your foursome at thistimetomorrow.org under the Events tab.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year.
For over 50 years, Covenant House has been helping youth in crisis. To learn more, go to covenanthouse.org today.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
So you mentioned Super Bowls and parties and how they don't go hand in hand, which again is an absurd comment by you two, but it's just one of many on the show.
Dumber thing that Chewy has said this morning. Super Bowls and parties don't go hand in hand, or cheddar is not a top 10 cheese.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Don't tell me it's not worth trying for. You can't tell me it's not worth
You didn't have to do
dying
that.
for.
I think you did.
This song is terrible.
No, it's true.
Oh, I figured this would be right up your alley.
Everything I do.
No.
This is 80s balladish.
Yesterday after Rat, you think this is up his alley?
Well, again, he defends everything 80s, and I'm sure this is like 90, 91. But this has 80s love ballad written all over.
I was
like
Tell me
reminiscent of
you
an
did
80s
not
love
slow
ballad.
dance to this song at a dance.
You got to leave some room for Holy Spirit there,
Right,
Jen.
well, exactly. That's what I'm doing. You this, right back and forth.
Do you guys want to take a guess on how many times this song has been viewed on YouTube?
Oh, it's millions.
I want specifics. Million guesses.
93 million.
What?
I bet I'm
Hey,
close.
can you do higher or lower?
It's higher.
Yeah, I was about to say
Yeah.
it's nine figures. I'll say 112.
Higher.
Come on.
242.
824 million views on YouTube.
It's close to getting a million?
Yes.
800 and what again?
824, 454,602 million views.
Oh my gosh. So people like this song, Chew. I love that Josh is back there swaying.
I mean, this is. I can't believe it's approaching the billion number. That's crazy.
Anybody got a lighter?
Actually not a bad song.
It sucks.
Tell me how you really feel, Josh. Wow, that is wild. I would have never guessed more than 800 million times.
Week's power rankings. Top 10 songs you grinded to at the high school dance.
Well, there's a difference between grinding.
I'm telling you, we were just doing this.
Grinding to that song would get you thrown out of the dance.
I got an anti-grinding letter.
I'm not sure.
It would look not good, and like you needed to be removed from the building.
I actually got a letter from the kid when the kids were in, I think, middle school. It was an anti-grinding letter. Just so you know, grinding will not be allowed. And they use grinding.
Well, yeah. I mean, I
should
don't
have
know.
kept that letter.
I don't know if I've ever heard another word used to describe that type of dancing.
How would you do it?
Grinding, I think, is the most PG way to describe
with
it.
buttocks. I don't even know what word to use here in the nether region.
The Blammer filled me in on something I had no idea in our neighborhood yesterday.
I don't know if we should do that.
You probably shouldn't. I'm seeing cars down there at night. You know?
Upside down pineapples?
No, it's kids frogging, and he said there's condoms all over the place. And I'm like, what? I got to chase those kids
I was about to
out
say,
of there.
wait, so your street, you go down to Florida, and
Not
now your
mine,
road
it's down by the Blammer.
Now your road is Lover's Lane?
Yeah. The Blammer. I'm like, what is that telescope doing in your window there, bro?
So that's how the conversation started.
That's definitely
Here's a
illegal,
question.
by the way.
What percentage of things Blammer says are accurate?
Ooh, that's a good question.
That's a guy, now I only spent a couple hours with him,
Yeah.
that likes to tell a tall tale.
When it comes to that, though, I'm pretty locked in. I thought he'd be more upset, which kind of has me asking him more questions. Like, why aren't you rushing them out of there? You know, kids will be kids.
Your state, your team.
once.
I really thought you were giving him the hook there.
Was I okay with what I said?
Yeah, that was fine.
You didn't think it?
I actually agree with him. Kids will be kids to a degree.
Yeah, you can't, but you can't throw the out the window.
Yeah, no.
You gotta. Take it with
you got to be more responsible.
Leave him a little sign. Hey, pick up after yourself.
There you go. Take a sign down there, Chew.
You know what? Maybe I will do that. Put it on his fence.
Just
Please.
tapping it in with the mallet.
Or what if I put a trash can?
Oh, yeah, just put a little trash can,
up
you know.
there.
What would be funnier is putting a sign that there's cameras. That would chase away all sorts of.
I could put one up. I
This
got a couple
area
ones.
under surveillance.
Yes.
Just put up one of the dummy ones. Like they did to me after I got robbed in New York. It wasn't actually filming anything. It just looked like it.
You guys have any idea what year that song came out?
1986.
90.
1991.
Yeah.
Ooh.
June 17th, 1991. Whoa, it's almost the anniversary.
Another billion.
Well, at least.
Have you ever seen him in concert?
No. Is he good?
No, I don't know. Brian Adams? I mean, it's not bad.
The best part right here.
Come on, nailed it.
You know it's true.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
We've got some backups on northbound 41 from Fond du Lac Avenue all the way up to Keefe. Southbound 41 backing up from Silver Spring all the way down past Burleigh. Northbound slowing from North Avenue up towards Hampton. Westbound 94, watch for delays from 27th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. Back on the brakes from just west of Calhoun all the way to about Brookfield Road. Eastbound 94 is tightening up right through the stadium interchange. Traffic is brought to you by James Imaging Systems, your local document imaging partner, dedicated to helping businesses do business better. Visit jamesimaging.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, partly sunny with a slight chance for an afternoon shower, a high of 68 at the lake, 74 inland. Tonight, mostly cloudy with a low of 55. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Baseball is back. Brian Balaga here to bring you a proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Surfside Iced Tea and Vodka and Surfside Lemonade and Vodka. A delicious and perfect pairing for a day at the ballpark. Stocked at American Family Field all season long. Surfside is only 100 calories per serving, and the best part, 0 bubbles. Ask for it at your local bar or liquor store. Surfside, an official partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Must be 21 years of age. Please drink responsibly.
Stay up to date on the Green and Gold all off season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee.
This is Brian Balaga. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN.
94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee. A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Showtime. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
So this time, it's not my fault because someone scheduled a 6 a.m. flight, right?
Driver's gone. Somebody call the cops. We need to find that driver.
They could have killed someone. Whose car is this?
Yeah, come on. Whoever did this, just confess. We promise we won't be mad.
Do you think you're leaving any mystery as to who that person is?
I have no idea who he's talking about.
Well, close our eyes. Just take your car and get out of here.
Sir, that's clearly your car.
I have your wife's number. I would have called your wife and
The
said,
person who booked the flight at 6 a.m.
I didn't say that.
Whoa,
put
this
two and
is
two together.
this is
Like,
shocking news. Wait, Angie's the one who booked this flight?
Oh, my God. What happened here? Yeah, we're all trying to find the guy who did this and give him a spanking.
It's obviously this guy, right?
Yes.
I have a name.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamorro. Here's Jen Latta.
Running around, she wants to ride and she's trying to hide it. I'm cool as ever, she's too excited. Her man look like he wanna fight. He ain't doing nothing but run.
Remember back in the day when we had the Count?
Yeah, Count Cracula or whatever. Count Crack, right?
Joshy wasn't on the show then, but we have the Count from Sesame Street.
Yeah.
It was for Giannis free throws at one point, and then it evolved into something else. But it feels like we could bring our buddy, the Count, back here for these segments where we talk about the Green Bay Packers, because the number 8 seems to be significantly attached to Green Bay for the upcoming season. Let me explain. NFL.com put out a list saying this is who our projection is of the top 10 offenses in 2025. And I'm going to save you the mystery. I'm going to save you the suspense. Green Bay Packers came in at, no. At this list I have in front of me, there's 7.
No, they came in at 8.
So I am on NFL.com.
Yep. So if you scroll down.
Oh, that was last year's list that's at the top of this list. Packers are number 8. Whew. Good thing I scrolled down after Gabe told me to scroll down. Teamwork makes the dream work. So Packers are at number 8. Chewy, first impression. Do the Packers right now, as currently constructed, feel like the number 8 offense in the league?
Can I ask where they finished last year? Points and yards.
So they finished 7th in points. And in yards, they were 8th in points last year, 5th in yards.
Oh, okay. Do they feel? I guess with the expectations that Kraft is going to be better in the addition of Golden.
So why are they 8th?
Well, there's some pretty good offenses, I'm sure, in front of them.
So the offense is in front of them. Philly 7, Denver 6, Detroit 5.
Denver's kind of weird.
Washington 4, Baltimore 3, Tampa Bay 2, and AO Buffalo numero uno.
Tampa Bay getting the nod there.
No
on the
Kansas
offense.
City?
Kansas City is number 10. With the Bengals at 9.
Where was Detroit?
5.
This is just the offense.
Where's Minnesota?
Not in the top 10.
Again, rookie quarterback, question marks.
There's no gaps there, though. It doesn't feel gappy to me. Does it to you? Like there's no...
They give a number breakdown on the side.
You know what throws it all off? Is Tampa Bay 2. And I know all offensively they were really, really, really good last year. But they just don't feel like 2. I think you could just mumble jumble them and pull them out of a hat. Who's the best? Detroit?
Offense? I don't know.
Baltimore?
Baltimore would be one that I'd give the nod to.
Baltimore would be my pick for the best offense just because of how explosive they can be at every level. Buffalo is number 1 because, well, they've got the league MVP and Josh Allen, but I've got some questions about their weaponry.
Yes.
Which is why, again, I give the nod to Baltimore.
Similarly,
I think they could be 8. They could be 4.
Similarly, Denver is number 6 on this list, in part because of what Bo Nix did last year.
They don't feel
Sean Payton, yeah. To your point about weaponry, feels like.
Yeah, they got.
Who's the weaponry?
Sutherland. What did they? They drafted a tight end, didn't they? Early or no? I know they had Fant, but he hasn't done anything special.
No, they did not draft a tight end early.
I feel like the Packers should be higher on this list.
I kind of agree.
From an offensive standpoint. I feel like if you're going to give the nod to a Baker Mayfield, and in this article it details that Judy Batista from NFL.com does say that she thinks Baker's
really good last year.
He could be an MVP candidate
good last year.
this year. But on sheer talent alone, aren't we hoping that Jordan Love is better than Baker Mayfield, or no?
Well, yeah, but you're hoping that he is.
You haven't seen it.
No, not on a consistent level. But I can't, with what the Packers have, is nice. Feels like it's right now in the top 10, but without knowing. Because again, maybe they would have come into this list around a similar spot a year ago. And you're thinking, oh man, by the time these offensive weapons just really grow, this is going to be a top 5 offense, and they're going to be humming. And none of those weapons really stepped up and grew.
Cincinnati? They're not in the...
Behind the Packers, yeah. Which, by the way, they were about that spot last year, too. Because here I was thinking, oh, they were one of the top offenses. Why?
Yeah.
Why?
They couldn't really run the football.
Yeah.
And look, so you mentioned running, and I think that's a really good point from a Green Bay standpoint. The Green Bay Packers may be the most balanced offense on this list. If you talk about Josh Jacobs, hold on, and you talk about the emergence of Lloyd, who they're expecting to be healthy this year.
I don't know what to expect from him. He played 6 snaps last year. I mean, the most balanced offense on here is Baltimore. I mean, Lamar threw for over 4,000 yards last year, and Derrick Henry ran for almost 2,000.
That's a good point. I'll take that.
Yeah.
But I still think that Green Bay deserves more consideration for how balanced they are.
But a lot of them have warts. You know what I mean? Like Gabe said, Buffalo's got warts. Their weapons are
But their quarterback is fantastic.
Yes. Dallas, warts, no running back. right?
Mm-hmm.
Cincinnati tight end, Green Bay receivers, got to be better.
Like the Commanders, they're on this list above Green Bay at number 4.
Commanders, I think there's going to be a step back there.
A little sophomore slump.
Yeah. I mean, I think they'll still be good, but I could see them missing the playoffs.
I mean, it's going to be a tougher division if Dallas is better this year.
I could see them missing the playoffs.
I think by season's end, Green Bay will have a top 5 offense. And I guess that's kind of where if Love takes the requisite step forward.
And receivers take step forward.
Right, but I also think Tucker Kraft is going to be more featured in this offense. I know we've talked about. I think your point about Tucker Kraft and connecting and getting downfield is very well stated.
Mm-hmm.
We cannot ignore that detail. That being said, with the addition of Matthew Golden, with hopefully the evolution of Jordan Love, with the balance of the run game and the pass game, I feel like the Green Bay Packers should be higher on this list. I would not be surprised if they're a top 5 offense at the end of this season. We got to take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. We got to get to Reach You. It's coming up next right here on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee.
Do want to tell you about my friends at the Wisconsin Country Club, because you should do what I did. You should join out there. I love it because of the challenging golf course, and that's what I'm all about. I love the practice area. If I don't have time to get around in, I can get out, use the driving range, use the couple different short game areas that they have, plus the putting green, to be able to work on my game. But maybe you're just looking for a nice, relaxing place to go and play golf. Or maybe you're more into tennis, pickleball. They've got a pool for the kiddos as well. So many different options when it comes to the Wisconsin Country Club. Plus, no assessments, no food and beverage minimums, just the incredible challenging golf course and other top-tier amenities. Get started today at thewisconsincountryclub.com, just a fairway away.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
Northbound on 894, just north of Beloit Road, we've got a broken down vehicle stuck in the right lane, so watch out for that. Otherwise, northbound 43 slowing from Fond du Lac Avenue to Keefe, southbound 41 slowing from Hampton down to Burleigh, northbound's backed up from about Mayfair Road up past Capitol Drive. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Today, partly sunny skies. Slight chance for afternoon showers. A high of 68 at the lake, 74 inland. Tonight, mostly cloudy, a low of 55. Weather's brought to you by National Liquor Mart at 16th and National in Milwaukee. Packed with the best beer, liquor, seltzer, and spirit deals in town. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily, where your satisfaction is their plan of action. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Summertime is the time for all the big events. Weddings, milestone birthdays, even corporate events. Elevate every event with Noble Catering, a premier craft caterer in southeastern Wisconsin, preferred by over 30 venues. Noble Catering is also the exclusive caterer of Villa Terrace, an East Side event treasure. And coming in 2026, Noble's new headquarters, a 400-person event venue in the heart of Bayview called Brixton's Turn. Book them for your event at noblecateringco.com.
Turn those hoop dreams into reality with Precision Sports, your one-stop shop in southeastern Wisconsin for Mega Slam, Ironclad, and Dominator basketball hoop systems. Installation of new or old hoops and completely customizable painted court lines. PrecisionSportsOnline.com.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED, because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds, through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs, with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
Get the beat of the Bucks straight from a fan favorite and Bucks legend.
Welcome to the fantastic voyage. Marcus Johnson, the captain of this vessel.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson, a Bucks Plus audio production.
My first mate, Chris Johnson, the only father and son tandem.
Your weekly pulse on the Milwaukee Bucks and conversations with the biggest names in basketball. This week, it's a podcast and hoops legend. Gilbert Arenas joins Marcus and Chris. Find Here District now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, or wherever you get your podcast.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Make plans to stop by Third Ward Beer Garden at Catalano Square. Experience Milwaukee's favorite beer garden, the perfect spot to meet up with friends in the Third Ward. Open Wednesday through Sunday with live music Thursday through Saturday. Good times and great vibes await at Third Ward Beer Garden.
You're listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
He hates the ending of all comedies. Apparently doesn't like happy endings.
I love happy endings. Don't take it that far.
Muy bueno. Maybe that's a vote for Groundhog Day for you.
On 94.5 ESPN.
To say
Simplify your everyday banking with Great Midwest Bank like I did. Open up a checking or savings account today. Experience friendly, simply local service plus competitive rates. The best of both worlds. Great Midwest Bank even offers 24/7 online banking for mobile access. Whether it's noon on a Tuesday or on a Saturday night at 11 o'clock, you can access your accounts. And when you need assistance, there are real people always helping your real needs. Great Midwest Bank is simply local and member FDIC.
Think you know the show better than the average ESPN Milwaukee fan? Now's your chance to prove it. It's time to play The Week in Rechew.
We're going to have to do it a little different this week.
Okay.
I did them. I have the audio. I forgot to write the questions for Gabe, so I'm going to freestyle the questions because I'm the only one who knows them.
Oh, boy.
So this first one,
yeah,
as it usually does, starts with the audio.
Like Jackie Onassis' eyeballs were at her temples. True.
Then not
in the history of Week in Rechew,
has that ever been?
Has true or false ever been a question?
What was the old wives' tale that you decided to remind us of this week?
If your eyes, don't trust anyone whose eyes are too close together. Uncle Bill.
I looked that up because I was trying to figure out what the hell that actually meant, and
Yeah.
apparently that just means you can't. People are crooks. I don't know what that means.
But if it's on the internet, then it's
And then I also
legit.
made sure it wasn't saying anything offensive, which I also was relieved to see that as well.
No, I'm not offended, or I wouldn't be because I used to be cross-eyed.
That has nothing to do with your eyes being close together.
And when you're cross-eyed, they look a little closer together. They do.
Eyeballs or eyes?
My brothers did it on purpose, too, because when I was a baby, they'd go extra close. That's what my parents told me.
So your eyes were crossed before or after you remembered the moon landing?
After.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, on to the second one. 1 for 1, 2 here. This one begins with the audio as well.
Fire's not an invention, though. I'm sorry. That's got to be taken off. It's true. God. God's
Didn't
the
even
inventor.
have to ask the question.
God invented
He's
fire.
the inventor. I mean, someone just copied it. Like, God's at fault for, like, nuclear stuff because he gave people too big of brains to figure it out.
Sure.
Not
but
you,
it's
though.
not really his
Not
fault.
you,
No,
though.
I'm good at that.
Is that an acceptable to blame? Are we in the business of blaming the big man?
He probably wish he could walk that back.
Made Oppenheimer too smart. Damn it.
Wait, doesn't that inherently go against all the things we know, the all-knowing, all...
God doesn't make mistakes, that type of thing. I've been hearing that one a lot.
All right, we're 2 for 2. This one also begins with the audio.
Plants got. We had mother-in-law tongue. You know, mother-in-law tongue. Everyone has mother-in-law tongue.
What is the more commonly
Snake
referred
plant.
to?
I'm
Oh,
dominating today.
Wow.
Just crushing this.
Apparently I think he just missed Blammer Thursday.
Yeah.
Now Chewy's like in the right state of mind.
Yeah.
You are on fire. Let's see if you can run the ship.
All right.
This one also begins with the audio.
Why do you have to go there? Now I'm in trouble. It's a Thursday.
Cindy Crawford.
One of my favorite days of the week. I've already texted the Blammer. He's in.
Damn.
Did I answer it?
You answered it. It was Gabe bringing up. This has gone swimmingly for me who forgot to write the questions.
Yeah.
But had them in my head.
Because he hasn't even had to, you haven't had to say the questions out loud. He just answers them. For those, again, who were unaware, and Chewy's just flying through this, that was referencing Chewy blowing off Cindy Crawford back in the day.
Chewy, I dumped that for you.
Yeah, please.
All right, last one for a chance to go 5 for 5 for the first time in the history.
Ever?
No.
Wait.
He ran it one other time when you also did not write the questions and left Will with just 5 audio clips, and Will didn't know what to do.
This feels a little Misiorowski-ish right here.
How do you know?
I don't know.
I think
You've heard.
This one is going to be a little bit tougher. It is the shortest clip. It is under a second.
Yeah, I'd be 4. What? Yeah, I'd be 4.
Oh, I know. I think I know.
Yeah,
we were
before.
ranking.
Here's my question.
Okay.
What were we power ranking earlier this week where you ranked yourself 4th?
Ooh. I hit a wall. One more time. Yeah, I'd be 4. Yeah, I'd be 4. How are we power ranking? Oh, I know it had to do with the 4 of us.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're getting there.
When it comes to grinding, I don't know.
I have to give it to him because the conversation was toughness and grinder.
Yeah.
It was. The answer I was looking for was toughness.
Showmanship. It's been real. It's been fun.
Oh, see what you did, Joshy? You're leaving at 8:30. Now he thinks he gets to leave at 8:30.
Yeah, it's early
Do
bathroom
you at least
break.
just turn off his microphone for him since he forgot to do that on his way out?
Yeah, we got it.
All right.
You know, that's what we got to do here.
Oh, that was very impressive.
I can't believe I got dominated in that
You
way.
did. You just got hit.
I thought I left some stuff out there that wasn't going to be that easy.
Yeah. I mean, again, the last one he was able to piece together.
We did have to. We gave him a little tip, little assist.
Held his hand through it, but he figured it out. 5 for 5. Second time ever.
Are we?
Chewy's dominated.
I want to ask this very quickly before we go to break. Are we proud of our guy when he does a good job, or do we feel like
I'm disappointed in myself?
Yeah. If there's any emotion, it's being disappointed in Joshy. But I'm proud because he does legitimately have short-term memory issues. So the fact that he remembers that, hell yeah.
Good brain day.
Do you
for
think
the guy.
that we are helping with that, like helping to improve? I think so, a little bit.
No.
I
It's
think
like when you do
Blammer
those little
deserves
apps
80.
on your
If
phone.
anyone deserves credit, it's Blammer.
Yeah. It got his brain clicking at the right temperature.
That's what we're
Things are
not
going.
going to do. We're not going to tell Blammer that, all right?
No, I mean, I don't think he
Doesn't
listens.
need to know.
He's fine. This is not a drill. If you make a hole-in-one at X-Golf inside American Family Field, you could win the ultimate Brewers prize. That's right, a trip down Bernie's slide. Nail the shot, and you and a friend get game tickets and up to 5 trips down the iconic slide. Yep. Hit a hole-in-one, suddenly you're living every fan's, this is childhood dream, but let's be honest, it's every fan's just dream, period. Book your swing, book your time at X-Golf, inside American Family Field, open to the public, 7 days a week. Make a hole-in-one. Go down the slide with X-Golf inside AmFam Field.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
We do still have some delays out there. Northbound on 43, backing up right around the North Avenue curve up towards Keefe. Northbound 41, slowing from Mayfair Road all the way up towards Hampton. The southbound side slowing down right about at Capitol Drive. After that, it opens up. You're in good shape. Northbound 894, though, we do have the right lane blocked with a broken down vehicle just north of Beloit Road, so you want to be extra careful through there. Traffic is brought to you by Third Ward Beer Garden. Experience Milwaukee's favorite beer garden, open Wednesday through Sunday with live music Thursday through Saturday. Good times and great vibes await at Third Ward Beer Garden. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, partly sunny skies, slight chance for an afternoon shower, a high of 68 at the lake, 74 inland. Tonight, mostly cloudy, a low of 55. Weather's brought to you by Big Frog Custom T-shirts and more. Easy and affordable apparel personalization with no minimums and fast turnaround for all your printing needs. BigFrog.com/Mequon. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
For your next night out, revel in the fusion of artistry and flavor with Sushi at St. Kate, offering guests an elevated experience where freshness and creativity converge in every bite. St. Kate the Arts Hotel introduces an exciting new sushi menu to its culinary repertoire. Indulge in the finest seafood, freshest ingredients, and expert craftsmanship for an inspired and delectable dining journey. Experience the art of sushi at St. Kate and learn more at stkatearts.com.
With 18 unforgettable holes on 250 acres of natural private land, the Bog provides the ultimate golf experience. To book your next tee time, call 262-284-7075 or visit golfthebog.com. Enjoy golf. Enjoy the Bog.
Are you dreaming about summer in your backyard yet? Landworks handles projects of all sizes. From a cozy pocket patio lush with greenery to a grand outdoor hosting space and everything in between. Locally owned and operated, Landworks prides themselves on exceptional customer service and a personal approach to all of your landscaping needs. The Landworks team of experts will work closely with you, making your property shine all year. Experience the Landworks difference. Visit landworkswisconsin.com. That's landworkswisconsin.com.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
The UW Credit Union member Mark Tauscher here. People ask me, T, why did you join UW Credit Union? Well, is it to keep your banking local? Is it the member first service? Great perks like early payday? Absolutely. But honestly, between us, I mean, it's Bucky. I can't say no to that face. If you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes us do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member and get your Bucky card like me. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
College students, are you looking to make your campus living more comfortable, functional, and fashionable this year? Let IKEA help. From innovative storage solutions and furniture to maximize your space, to fashionable bedding and accessories to make it uniquely yours, IKEA is helping make college living truly inspired by you. And now, qualified college students can save even more with 15% off their IKEA purchase when they sign up for IKEA Family for free. Visit IKEA Oak Creek, IKEA Schaumburg, or check out the Ready for College section on IKEA.com/US to learn more.
Earth Justice is a national legal nonprofit fighting to save lives, protect our climate, and strengthen our economy through the shift to zero emissions. Visit us at earthjustice.org. Earth Justice, because the earth needs a good lawyer.
It's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
The other side of the world, and I'll let you know if I want to come back and coach your little game.
He's Jay Peterman.
Ian Rappaport tweeting yesterday, and I thought this was interesting.
Oh, lady.
The Broncos the
That was
last 2
gibberish.
weeks. You guys done?
I got more.
On 94.5 ESPN.
It started with a whisper, and now it's when I kissed her, and then she met my lips.
Is this development that college athletes are now going to be paid directly by their university a good development or bad development for the likes of Marquette University and Wisconsin? We have talked for, feels like forever, about how Wisconsin is sort of feeling like a have-not. You know, fair or unfair, you got a lot of schools out there, programs out there with the collectives and whatnot, again, in this world that we have been living in, who are spending buckets and buckets and buckets of money. And it feels like it creates a disparity between the top teams and the lesser teams. And unfortunately, it has felt like the Wisconsin Badgers football program has been a lesser team for the last few years. The hope is that they can turn that around. On the other side, you've got Marquette. Marquette, who is just a basketball school. Are there other athletic programs? Of course. But when it comes to direct revenue sharing, that is obviously the program, men's and women's, that is going to be most affected by this new development to pay athletes, this landmark settlement, which was approved this month. Gabe, what does your gut tell you about this settlement and the way it will benefit our local collegiate programs?
I think it should help because now you can take that money. I just think it's really hard to continuously ask boosters to just pay money out of their own pocket with really nothing in return. Now, certainly a lot of that's going to continue. It's going to continue a lot of different places. But the fact that now the university can go into their own pockets with the money that they're getting directly from these TV deals should help Wisconsin. And it certainly should help Marquette with not having a football team. Now, they don't have the football revenue, the big money deals from ESPN, from the college football playoff, or all what the Big Ten gets from NBC and Fox and all these things. But they still have their own TV deal with Fox and Peacock and CBS Sports Network for all their games. So I think that should, again, be able to alleviate that a little bit, so you're not consistently going to your boosters all the time of, hey, I know you gave us $1 million last year, but now we've got another running back or another quarterback that we want to go get, and it's going to cost us this much. Now you can go into your own pockets, and you've got the $20.5 million to divvy up however you want across your sports, and you can spend that however you see fit. And that should at least take a little bit of pressure off of maybe not having the same boosters that, let's say, Texas has if you're Wisconsin or Marquette.
It's not going to change. Alabama is still going to come over the top.
Well, yeah, because you can still
They're
do
still going to
NIL.
come over the top. This is what the NCAA screwed this thing up. Because if they did this from the start and they said, okay, we're going to give the players part of the television revenue, there's
Revenue
a cap
sharing.
at 20.5, and there's no NIL, then it's fair. And they should be paid, but now, yeah, they're going to get to be paid, but they're going to get paid more. Because Alabama's still going to dump in, and Ohio State's still going to dump in money into NIL, and it's not going to change. It's not going to do one thing, right?
I don't know. I mean, if you've got endless supplies of money,
yes.
Like I'm thinking those people who helped Ohio State get to their $20 million football revenue last year.
Yeah.
And Texas is spending more this year. Texas Tech is spending more this year.
That's taking pressure off of them. Because now, if you've got that endless supply of money, and you're going, man, okay, yeah, I spent a lot of money for Texas last year. You guys didn't win a national championship. You pay for your damn quarterback this year. Stop coming to me.
Yeah, but down south they don't care, Gabe, because there's so much money down there, It's just they don't care.
Now, tell me. You tell me. You're the one who's got money. I don't. You do.
Yeah.
Don't people who have money keep it that way by not just giving away money for free?
When you have more money than God, no, they don't care. They don't care.
And especially if you have an identity that is attached to the university or attached to the programs, right? You think about Patrick Mahomes, who I think would qualify as the having more money than God, which we were just discussing.
Mm-hmm.
Patrick Mahomes is investing in that Matador Club at Texas Tech. He's contributing, as we have talked about, to the softball program. You don't think he's also contributing to the football program? He is. He's a guy who is going to continue funneling money towards those programs because part of his identity, while he is obviously a champion in his own right at the NFL level, he wants to see his university be one of the teams that is atop the podium in their sports.
What is going to be interesting is the Deloitte aspect of this, where they have to funnel any sort of NIL deal through Deloitte, and they have to say whether or not that's fair
legit.
market.
It has to be legit.
Yeah.
Yes, whether or not it's fair market value, what you're doing for that money, and it's not just, hey, come to my car dealership. A wink, wink.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
There actually has to be something associated with that. But I think that could also be up for legal challenge. So this is a step. It's a step too late. I'm with you there, Chew, that it's a step too late. And we'll see if it continues to survive the legal challenges.
I just like the idea that it's capped. And if you don't want to spend the money, then don't spend the money. But at least you have the ability to spend it if you choose to.
Mm-hmm.
Let me go
then it's fair.
Let me go one layer below. But when it was the NIL thing, you could easily deflect blame to these independent entities, right? You could say, well, it's not our fault, Oklahoma, that group wants to give Danny Stutzman, the stud linebacker, this big NIL deal. That's their money. They can spend it how we want. But now that the university is sort of picking and choosing who is getting paid and by what amounts and whatnot, does that then create more dissension amongst the ranks?
It could.
Now it's a university as opposed to an external entity that, the university could just throw their hands up and be like, well, I know we don't like it any more than you do, but can't control what they or how they spend their money. Now it's us. Does that have any ripple effect?
The players still can leave without penalty.
Well, so
if you find out Penn State's tight end is making $1 million, and I think I'm better than the Penn State tight end, and I'm at Indiana, and they said, well, we're only going to give you 300. Well, then leave. They still have that ability, right?
I'm curious if the ability for the universities to give money, if that's going to help curtail the transfer portal a little bit. Because now that I can give you money directly, can't I just sign you?
And you don't have to go out and go through the collective and find a company that wants to.
Well, no, but can't I just give you a 2-year contract?
I don't know.
If I can just give you a 2-year contract, now you can't transfer at the end of the year because you've got a deal to stay here.
But if you're really, really good,
signed you a 2-year deal.
Why would you sign a 2-year deal? I'd sign a 1-year deal.
But how much are those contracts actually worth, right? Are they worth even the paper that they're written on?
I'm guessing they would have to be in order for this to have any sort of. Again, this has been worked on for months and months and months, approved by a federal judge. So I'm guessing if you were to sign a 2-year contract with someone, that it would have some sort of
money changes hand. Yeah,
it would have some sort of legal standing.
Sure.
And then if you want to transfer, go ahead and transfer. But now you can't make any money over there because I've got your rights over here.
What if you hold out? What if you pull on Elton Jenkins? Well, then I'm not playing unless.
Well, then I'll just replace you.
And I want to be clear, to your point, Gabe, they have sort of, crossed the T's and dotted the I's here, right? They have actually set percentages for each sport. 75% directed towards football, 15% to men's basketball player, 5% going to women's basketball players, 5% going to the remaining athletes. But that's just program by program. Once you're inside the program, you could still have a little bit of flexibility as to your point, guys, where you're funneling the money. And there's a part of me that thinks that might create a little more dissension internally if you feel like your contributions are worth more than now your university deems them worth.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's another step in professional football. Sure, you've been in those locker rooms. You know how much that player's making if you're contributing more or contributing less. And you use that in your next contract negotiation.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's still a little messy.
Oh, it's the NCAA.
Yeah.
It's always going to be messy.
No, I know.
They can't help themselves. It can't not be messy with the NCAA.
There's just too many things out there with NIL and transfer portal, and now they're paying them, and how long are these contracts going to be,
And here's a thought for you guys. I want to throw an old scenario out to you. Remember when Saquon Barkley was at Penn State? I'll give you $100 right now if you can tell me who the quarterback was when Saquon Barkley was at Penn State.
Christian Hackenberg.
Incorrect.
Red Rocket.
Incorrect. You're talking about like
Sean Clifford.
Yeah.
Trace McSorley, starting quarterback. But my point is this. Saquon Barkley was the straw that stirred the drink for Penn State, as he has been obviously at the NFL level at various spots as well. If the baseline is usually like, well, the quarterback is going to get this big chunk of money, and you are an athlete of Saquon Barkley, or let's say like an Ashton Genty if he's at a big D1 program, Power 5, if you will, program, don't you have a conversation with your coach then? Like, sure, I know that your template says quarterback or bust, but I'm sort of the guy here. Shouldn't I be getting quarterback percentages? Doesn't that also create conflict internally with some of these programs?
I mean, he had to deal with it when he was in New York.
And then what do you do?
Danny Dimes was making a lot more money than Saquon was.
What do you do if a kid won't play hurt? Protecting himself for the NFL. Well, I gave you $1 million. I expect you to play. Well, my hamstring hurts, and I'm a top 10 pick. You see how it's still messy.
Yeah.
I'm glad we're talking about this, guys, and we should talk about all these types of things on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, sponsored by BetterHelp. Mental health is health. Visit BetterHelp.com/timeout for 10% off your first month of therapy. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/timeout for 10% off your first month of therapy. I think it's interesting. I'm glad that we have gotten to this point. I think we all have felt like the athletes should be paid for their contributions. They have been bankrolling these departments, these universities and programs for decades. I am glad to see that they are getting a piece of the pie, but to your point, that I'm sure there will be things that pop up, unintended consequences, if you will, as this thing continues to go forward. We got to take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. And who is that I see behind the glass? Who is back there now that Joshy had to take a little break? Oh, hi, Ashton.
I don't have the strength.
Hey, guys. Me neither.
On a Friday? Feels like a Monday now.
Remember Friday, buddy? Remember that? Good old days?
Yeah.
Friday?
Good old Fridays?
You make out to Brian Adams' song?
Who's Brian Adams? Did you mean Brian Wilson?
No, Brian Adams.
Yeah, we played the Brian
Everything
Adams
I
song.
do for you.
I've been listening today. I've been busy. I have more important things to do now.
Yeah, but you're supposed to be monitoring the show.
Not this one. Not anymore.
He's checked out, man. He
Oh, he is?
Senioritis.
He's moving right down the street from me.
You guys
That's
going to
it.
hang out?
We can talk about that.
Let's talk about that right after this on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
It doesn't matter what age you are. Low testosterone can be an issue with any guy. That's where Mentality comes in. Local healthcare facilities specifically dedicated to helping men feel and perform at their very best. Okay, so what does that mean? Well, if you're dealing with low testosterone, some of the signs are you're tired, groggy, just don't feel like yourself, don't have that energy that you did a year or two ago. Could be low testosterone, and Mentality can help. Go to lowtusa.com, book an appointment, and you go through their process. After you get a blood panel done, if your testosterone levels are low, now you can work with Mentality. And they will come up with a customized testosterone treatment plan just for you to make sure that your testosterone levels are where they need to be and you feel like you again. So go to lowtusa.com. Mentality allows treatment to fit into every guy's lifestyle. Find out more about Mentality and their low testosterone treatments. lowtusa.com.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN. The 2025 Delzer ESPN Milwaukee Open is back at the Bog. Tune in all day July 15th for our ESPN Milwaukee crew having fun and hitting the links. The 2025 Delzer ESPN Milwaukee Open is sponsored by Marquette Athletics, PCI Construction, Discount Liquor, Loyal Family Renovations, The Jewelry Center, and Tony Wendorf and Associates. Join in on the fun July 15th on 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Forget average. At Exterior Pros, they bring the heat. They're not here to meet standards, they're here to smash them. From the first swing of the hammer to the final reveal, they're leveling up your home with every window, every shingle, and every single detail. This isn't just a remodel, it's a glow up for your house. Built tough, built beautiful, built to turn heads. One in? Let's go. Lock in your project now and save $3,000. Exterior Pros, where bold meets built. Trust the pros and visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274.
Truck drivers, the job you have today might not be the one you want tomorrow, and that's okay. At Schneider, our transfer team is here to help you if you decide the job you picked isn't the right fit, or if you come across life changes that require a different schedule or home time. Last year, nearly 2,000 Schneider drivers transferred to different opportunities at the company that better met their lifestyle. Find the driving job that fits yours and your family's needs. Apply now at SchneiderJobs.com. That's SchneiderJobs.com.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Summer's here, and seasonal businesses are hiring everything from hiking guides to surf instructors and more. Whether you're hiring for one of these roles or any other role, you need ZipRecruiter to find qualified candidates fast. ZipRecruiter's smart technology gets to work as soon as you post a job, diving in to find great matches and showing you top picks right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/USL to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/USL.
Hi, I'm Brittany Miller from Big Frog Custom T-Shirts and more. Custom T-shirts, sweatshirts, jackets, hats, you name it, we can do it. Big Frog Custom T-Shirts and more is family owned and all about celebrating life's big moments. Maybe it's a milestone birthday, a celebration for your child's first goal, or that work fundraising event. We are everyone's printer. No minimum orders, affordable designs, and help straight from me and our team. We're the one-stop shop for all your custom needs. Start your project today at bigfrog.com/Mequon.
It's party time at Cousins Subs. For a limited time only, Cousins 2-foot party subs are back. Choose from the club, ham and provolone, Italian special, or turkey. Each party sub is just $39.99, feeds 5 to 8 people, and requires 24-hour notice to order. And now you can complete your party by adding a party chip bag and a dozen chocolate chip cookies for just $4.99. Order today in store, online, or on the app. Cousins Subs. We believe in better.
This is an ad by BetterHelp. For Mental Health Awareness Month, BetterHelp surveyed 16,000 people across 23 countries for its first ever State of Stigma report. Here's what they found. While 75% of people surveyed believe it is wise to seek support, only 27% of Americans are in therapy. And listen, when people hesitate to get help, it doesn't just affect them. It affects their families, their workplaces, and their entire communities. That's why BetterHelp is trying to change that. They've got 35,000 therapists, and they are the world's largest online therapy platform, having served over 15 million people globally. Here's how it works, guys. Visit betterhelp.com/timeout and you'll get 10% off your first month. It's convenient. You can do it with the click of a button in your home. It fits into your busy life and you can switch therapists at any time. BetterHelp, HELP.com/timeout because we are all better with help.
It's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
A freaking catapult attached to his right hip. Like, I just made that up. A catapult.
That was good.
I kind of liked it. I was rolling with it, Rob.
Like a slingshot? What's the sound?
I'm calling him old catapult leg from here on out.
On 94.5 ESPN.
But I'm thinking it's time for a change.
Been wanting to have this chat for a while, and now that Ashley is behind the glass, behind the mic, we can actually do it. Our friend, our teammate, our former producer, Ashton Rotman, got a big promotion here at Good Karma Brands. Feels like all he's doing is getting promotions recently. And
Bailing upwards.
He is leaving us, at least in part, right, Ashy?
Yeah, well, I would say in part. I'm still going to be part of the larger team.
But not here in Milwaukee as much anymore. You'll be up in Madison, to which Chewy said, now you guys are going to be neighbors.
Yeah, moving to Madison. I'm going to work with the team there.
You're moving to Conomowoc.
Well, I'm going to...
Working in Madison.
Yeah, well, I mean, don't tell
Do
everybody
you
my business.
feel that I should get...
Yeah, hey,
no, you get
fact
zero.
guy over
You want to be
here.
honest? You get 0% of credit.
It's not true.
5%?
That's such
how much?
Bush League.
Minimum 35.
How many?
Do you remember him
Oh my
5
gosh.
years ago?
What are you, his agent now?
Yeah, minimum 35%.
Because Gabe knows.
Yeah.
5 years ago,
Your
this guy
muscles
was
don't
a
scare me.
shell. A shell. He'd be under the table shaking, and I was like, come here, my pretty little pet.
It's creepy.
You're a scary guy. What do you want from me?
I will say this, Ashton. When I met you, you were, I wouldn't say shy, but you were just, now you just,
he's right.
you just own, you own the space now,
Yeah.
man. Like
Yeah.
this has been an incredible evolution.
What did a girlfriend I do for
Great
her, huh?
development. Well, we've talked about that, the
Sure, you get
pies and whatnot.
45% there.
Yeah.
What are you doing? You keep going up.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, 35% overall, but definitely 45% of
Because Gabe gets a cut of that cut.
This is the worst agenting in history, I feel
I
like.
think it's pretty damn good.
It's good for you if it works, but it's not going to work.
It's not like he's giving you anything like actually tangible. There's
If
no.
anything, you're going to see me more because I'm going to be in the same town you live in when you're
Oh
here.
yeah, he's gonna stop
is
by your
worse.
spots.
Did you find a place yet?
Nah, we're working on it.
I mean, I gave him a handful
I didn't
of
like
spots.
it. He gave me one. I didn't like it.
You
I
gave
like
him a
it. I like the
handful
area.
of spots.
It's
You
out-
gave
it's
me
in the middle of
one. Again,
nowhere.
this is where I go back to. You're not exactly fact guy on the show, Chew.
I gave him. It's a very reasonable place.
Agree.
Right next to the Wiggle, which is an unbelievable grocery store.
Sounds like a strip
It's got
club.
good.
That's on the other side.
It's got good highway access. What you want when you're? I mean, it's a little bit.
Yeah.
So you want to be
Compared
closer to the highway?
because I'm going to be driving to Madison, and we'll be married hopefully at that point in time.
Hey, fiance.
But yeah, but when we move, we'll be married, and then
Soon to be wife.
she's going to be in Milwaukee, so somewhere near the highway is preferable.
Yeah, split the difference, make it easy for you guys.
She's only going in like 2 or 3 times a week. I don't know why I had to, acquiesce here.
Have you been used to saying soon to be wife?
I just call her my wife. It's so much easier.
Oh my gosh, you've already called her
Yeah,
your wife.
it's so
That's
much easier.
Adorable.
People beat down fiance. They just
he's
do
right.
it to say it.
I'm with
You know
him
what I
now.
mean?
I mean, it's a fun word to say.
I was engaged. I was engaged for 4 years, so I kept saying fiance because you know what? Like we weren't real sure we were gonna get there.
It's a lot easier. Yeah, so I'm leaving you guys. So see ya. Have fun. Good luck. Thanks for everything.
You'll be back. He'll be back.
And what does that mean?
You'll be back.
I know. What? Great. I'll be back. I'm going to be here all the time probably still. But what does that mean for you?
I'll be here grinding you like I normally do.
I don't want you to do that to me.
Huh?
Phrasing?
To Brian Adams, everything I do it for
That was
you.
not a good choice of words.
No, it was
probably,
not.
Especially
Nope.
based
Muy
upon the show
bueno.
today.
I like it. There's a lot of buttons back here that I made that don't get used.
I mean, I don't know why we had to call you in.
What do you mean?
I mean,
Who's
I'm
we?
in the bullpen. I've done it before.
We literally have the video of you doing it 4 years ago, and it went so poorly that we had to move studios.
No, that's wrong.
All right, come back here, big shot. You got a minute and 30 seconds.
No. Just
That's
let
what I
him
thought.
bluff. We all know he's bluffing. Just let him bluff. It's part of
Yeah.
his charm. Well, anyway, so I want to take a moment and congratulate Ashton on this big promotion and say we will certainly miss seeing you around here as often as we do. I don't think you will miss us. I like how Chewy has channeled King George from Hamilton over here. You'll be back. Soon you'll see.
I don't get it.
You didn't really do much.
Has anyone else seen Hamilton?
Who?
Ashton. I mean, really.
I thought you were saying King George didn't really do that much. Well, it turns out it also applies to Ashton in this instance.
He's not wrong. I don't really
Yeah.
do anything. I'm basically just, everyone's like, do you want it? I guess. I don't know. I'm just here. Just say yes to a lot of
So
stuff.
are you the boss?
I will be, yeah. Yeah, and approximately, what they say, 10 days.
Wow.
Oh, in 10 days?
10 days, buddy. 10 days.
What's going to be your first act over there? You going to fire someone just to, strike fear?
If I say that on the air, I either have to do it or I can be probably like legal action be taken against me, right?
You're still a wuss. You'll still.
I wouldn't be so sure.
Yeah.
I got a lot. I'm in
Still
a
got
lot of
more
meetings.
If he's still
Luckily,
a
he
wuss,
lives-
you can't collect on your credit.
That's a good point.
Look, there's still work to be done. He lives near you. You still got to toughen him
Okay.
up.
All right.
Going to be able to mentor him nearby.
Just don't come over on weekends, please.
Why not? It's when I'm freest.
It's my fun time.
Come on, jet skis, you, me, pal. Come on, let's go.
Can you imagine the lerp on a jet ski?
I know.
We'll do Tasha's next on ESPN Milwaukee. Have a great one, everybody.